Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
The Showbiz Top 5.
Hey, this is Kellie Rasberry. I've got your Showbiz Top 5 for Wednesday. It's May the 20th. Fergie is obsessed with germs. I guess we could call her a bit of a germaphobe. She was in a recording studio recently in Hollywood, and every time she shook somebody's hand, she broke out the hand sanitizer. People were pretty tolerant of that because, you know, we have this fear of the swine flu that's been going around. But went a little extreme when she almost dumped hand sanitizer all over the microphone she was about to sing into. Now, these are studio quality microphones, extremely expensive. Thank goodness a sound engineer stopped her before she could ruin it, and she was very embarrassed by her behavior and realizing she took it just a little bit too far at that point. Now, Britney Spears' former bodyguard has filed a lawsuit against her claiming that she negligently operated her home and her business and caused him to be injured. Now, a source close to the situation says this is what happened. This guy worked for her for a grand total of 3 days back in March of last year, 2008. On the third day of his employment, some guys were moving a table and this guy volunteered to help out. The next day, he called in sick for work, said he'd hurt his shoulder, and he hadn't been back to work since. He has been on workers' comp ever since. Now he's suing Britney not only for lost wages, he's suing for medical and hospital costs, he's suing for loss of personal property and future earning capacity. It sucks to be rich and famous sometimes. Next hearing for this case is set for September the 2nd. Kate Hudson and Alex Rodriguez celebrated the Yankees' win over the Minnesota Twins the other night by making out in a bar of a restaurant in Manhattan. Now, the bartender kept people from going into the back room, so Kate and A-Rod could have a little private time to swap, spit, and play tonsil hockey. Now, the two of them actually met at the Fontainebleau grand reopening in Miami back in the fall, like in November. But at that time, he was still messing around with Madonna, and she's still messing around with Owen Wilson, not really sure what she was going to do, and now they're free to just mess around with each other. Now, the night before the opening of their Dash boutique down in Miami, remember they're going to be filming that for E!, another reality show with the Kardashians, the store was vandalized. Now, according to Courtney's blog, she said that there was some gang-related graffiti spray painted on the building and some etchings in the glass, scratch marks. But nobody thinks that the Kardashians or Dash was targeted, that they've been keeping the location of the boutique very secretive so they could, start filming in peace. And this is just a random act of gangs, so they're not really concerned about that. Nothing a little paint can't fix up. And then finally, Zac Efron dropped out of Footloose a few months ago, which sent producers into a tailspin. They had been banking on him to be the star and take over the role that Kevin Bacon made famous 25 years ago. So who is going to fill Ren's tennis shoes? Well, they finally found their guy, and it is Chase Crawford. Yes, my dermatologist son Chase is going to be starring as Ren. Now, there was some, contract negotiations and back and forth that had to take place because they had to work around Chase's Gossip Girl schedule. But filming on Footloose doesn't even start until next March. Certainly Gossip Girl will be canceled by then, right? Who knows? So anyway, we've got Chase starring as Ren. Don't know who's going to play the other parts, but we have heard that Hayden Panettiere, Amanda Bynes, and also Julianne Hough from Dancing with the Stars have all auditioned for the movie. And production on that, like I said, scheduled to start in March 2010. That's your Showbiz Top 5.